ye old tier list. Here he is. Here's our boy. We have a few things to go over here. We got about 5 mods. There is a quick thing I do want to change, though. It's something I kind of meant to change, but I totally forgot last time. So we'll just handle it now. Fucking... Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you for the gift subs, Roko. Again, Exit Music. The original, at least. I actually wanted to move this to C tier. Apparently, Donkey Kong approves of that.
He also hates exit music.
I wanted to remove the original one to C tier because I feel like it is more of a C tier-esque mod. To kind of even show that Redux actually is an upgrade, because it is. So I do actually wanted to move. I did want to move that to C tier. Because honestly, it's like, I think it's really only, because I think when I think I really enjoyed it was when I really didn't know what I liked from DDLC mods. So it's something where it's like, after you play a good amount of them, you start realizing what you like, and then you go back and you play it, and you're like, ooh. Like, if anything, it's actually like when I played Sonic 06. As a kid, I loved Sonic 06. I thought Sonic 06 was a great game. And then I played a bunch of other games, as I got, older and, played other games, started forming my opinions about games, started realizing how fun games can be. I went back to play Sonic 06, and I was like, oh, no. This game wasn't good? What do you mean? I think it's because when you're usually a child, there's very little games you would consider bad. So, yeah, it's like, as you get older, you realize, oh, shit. Sonic 06 wasn't a good game at all. I thought Sonic 3D Blast was a jam. So yeah, it's like, I kind of have to give it a C tier. I mean, yeah, I'm not saying it's garbage. It's at least C, which is an average. So I think it's average, but with how out of character everything is, it definitely feels like it's a story that could work without any of the girls being involved. So without even being a DDLC story, which in a way it's a detriment to itself. Also, comparisons for Exit Music, you didn't really compare it to much. Yeah, I was about to say, you can't really compare. It was like, I didn't really have anything to compare it to in the beginning of DDLC mods, too. It was like, it was this, or Brand New Day, or fucking DDLC, exclamation point, aka Our Final Heartbeat. Like, there wasn't really much things to really compare it to at the time. So, I'd say C tier is pretty good. Average was different at the time you ranked Exit Music. That's probably that too. Average was probably definitely a different time. Anything compared to Brand New Day is amazing. I mean, yeah, because it wasn't a shit post. Brand New Day was kind of very much a joke mod. So yeah, I was like, to see one that wasn't a joke mod was kind of rare. So, but again, like I said, it's not like C tier's bad. It's just it's the lowest on the tier. It's pretty perfect. I actually made it fucking purple for Yuri, because that's my opinion of Yuri. I don't think Yuri's bad, but someone has to be the final punch. There has to be a last place somewhere, and that's where that goes. Anyway, let's actually rank the new shit, shall we? Now that that's been situated. Yeah. Actually rank the new stuff, shall we? So, we have A Date with Yuri, Dreams of Literature Noir, the new Just Natsuki. The reason why I'm rating this is because I feel like it's very different to the old Just Natsuki, or I feel like I can't just say, the old Just Natsuki gets to move up the tier or something like that. I feel like I have to actually rank this as if it's a different mod, so I just put old on Just Natsuki's little thing right there. But yeah, we got fucking the Walking Doki, and R2 realities. I think it's R2 realities. So it's like R twin realities. Yeah. Let us do this. Who will I start with? Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Catch the tiger by the toe. I guess. We just did A Date with Yuri. So I guess by technicality, I should probably go with the one I have like more of the freshest memory of. Even though I have fresh memories of I think a good amount of these. But we just did A Date with Yuri. Might as well start with A Date with Yuri. A Date with Yuri. It was pretty good, as I said. It was a pretty good mod. I liked it. It was cute for the most part. Until it got to its weird twist at the end. Where it's like, oh, Yuri's actually in a cult. And I'm like, what? Huh? Oh. And it was like, I didn't hate the twist. I think it was just, it felt unnecessary for the good route of the mod. When you're kind of going down the route of being nice to Yuri, it felt very unnecessary for it to just randomly be like, I'm gonna kill you now. And then you're like, Yuri, no, but I love you. And then she's like, you know, it's like, just felt like that didn't have to happen. Like, and then playing through as the bad route, it definitely felt like the twist of the cult kind of worked better when you're an asshole. So then Yuri's just like, oh, I'm actually a part of a cult, and I'm just gonna fucking kill you. So you're like, what? No! Like, so like, it feels like it's a little more funny. You know, like, if it's like, you were a dick, and so now it's like, well, now you deserve this, to be honest. And then you rat her out anyways. Yeah, and then it's kind of funny. Yeah, it's like, you rat Yuri out anyways. So it's like, what was the point of that whole Yuri, I love you? Only to be like, she's going to jail. Like, I don't know. So I feel like that kind of ruined it slightly for me. But overall, I really enjoyed the writing and interactions, though. I like that the other girls do show up during the date, and they're all pretty in character for the most part as well.
I'm back.
Hello, I've just started rating Date with Yuri. Like, for the most part, all the girls are in character, and it's decently well written. I like the choices. I like you're able to make choices on what you want to do and how, like, it'll affect the dialogue of the date. And, yeah, it's fine. I think, honestly, I think really just the twist kind of killed it for me, but I still very thoroughly enjoyed myself playing it, so I think A Date with Yuri gets a B+ for me. It's kind of funny how I actually gave it parallels to A Captive Heart, where the fact, you know, both characters do something wrong, except for in Yuri's case, she has no redeeming point of it because, well, she's trying to kill you for a cult, where Monica killed her parents who were abusive to her, so you're kind of like, okay, I guess, you know, it's like, where Yuri's just like, I'm a part of a cult now. Hail Satan! Yuri, no!
Hail Satan.
Not Satan, Yuri! But yeah, I think, like, A Date with Yuri would be A tier if it just got rid of the cult part. Like, honestly. Or if you had to be a dick, I guess, huh? But again, I can see that not being a catch with some people, because some people will be like, because again, having a dickhead as an MC can definitely be a detriment, because you're like, I don't want to say that. I don't want to follow this guy.
Yeah.
Like, you gotta make sure your main character is likable, because the fact that people who play your mods have to follow them, so they have to be able to want to follow them.
Yeah.
Which is why it's like the likable asshole is very much a hard character trait to really nail down, which is why most times I tell people not even to try it anyway. Because the likable asshole doesn't even work all the time, because some people are like, this guy's just an asshole, I don't even like him.
Yeah.
Holy shit, yeah. Thank you for the $5, Orgwolf. Is the brand new day sub goal still a thing? It is.
I thought it was met.
It wasn't a sub goal, it was a donation goal, and it was already met. That's what I was about to say. I thought he was asking like if I was still gonna do it. I'm waiting for brand new day to actually fully come out. And updates have been updates have been being sent. So for anyone being like, oh, brand new day's dead, not true. I've been seeing the man update stuff, so when it fully comes out, I'll play it. I promise. It's still getting updated. It is. The creator sends out update posts on the Reddit. I see them.
My lord.
It's still happening. So, like I said, if Brand New Day gets canceled, I'll play the old one. If he ends up canceling it, I'll play the old one. But when it comes out, I will play it. We reached the donation goal. I'm a man of my word.
It's just taking a little while.
Yeah, I just don't want to play the old one. Then people are like, Zero, you gotta play the new one now. Because I'm like, no. But yeah. But thank you for the $5, man. I appreciate it. Also, Ayat is giving Ayat's message. I go, people don't like the twist, but the mod also kind of came from the idea of the twist because it was one of those things where the idea was spur of the moment. What I ain't a fan of is most people just assuming that Yuri wanted to kill you, and A Date with Yuri is completely a yandere thing when it's not. Yeah, it's a cult thing.
Yeah.
This isn't a joke. Like, it was a cult thing. Like, she didn't have a yandere tendency, definitely. Because if she was a yandere, she would be like, she wouldn't want to kill you, actually. she would want to kill all the people around you and not you specifically.
Yeah.
And then maybe she'd want to kill you if you did something bad to her. But she even does that in the good ending. So yeah, no, it's not a yandere thing. It's just a weird, funny thing that came out of nowhere. It so happened to be with Yuri, so everybody was like, ah, yandere Yuri. I guess they just assumed.
Yandere.
But yeah, it happened with Yuri. It just so happened to be with Yuri. But no, yeah, it was like, I enjoyed it for the most part. So I think it's still a good B+.
The music you're playing might be a little too loud, in my opinion.
Oh, I have it lower on the stream.
Oh, okay, so it's just high for me.
Yeah, this is high for you. I have it lower on the stream.
Okay.
Did you need me to, unless you wanted me to lower for you, or?
No, I just wanted to make sure that.
Oh yeah, the stream I have it like decently low, so.
Okay. No, I can lower it myself.
This was like. Well, what I was gonna say was, I was like, yeah, it was like you don't want to just be like, okay, well maybe they should just make a date with Yuri all the bad choices instead of making it choice based. Because like I said, then I felt make it like, who is this mod for? Because people who are Yuri fans are gonna be like, I don't want to play this because I don't want to be mean to Yuri. So yeah, it's like, I just think the cult part should probably, I think would have worked better if it was only in the bad ending maybe. Then it would have been like a funny, like, bro, did you get the fucking cult part? It's like, what? The cult part? Like, but yeah. Next, let's have Dreams of Literature Noir. So, this is one of those very few various artist mods where it's not a shitpost and is actually a serious mod. And it's actually really cool. I liked it. It was, it's based off of the idea that Sayori is basically Sayori's dream. You can basically get this from the fact it's called Dreams of Literature, and I think the description of the mod even states that it's a dream. So, and with how out there it is, you're kind of like, okay, this is a dream for sure. Like,
oh, I actually really liked that mod.
yeah, it's like, it was a Sayori's dreaming, and basically it's a nice, like, it's a nice way of kind of delving into her psyche during Act 1, like, and how she sees things. Like, she's the sidekick to Monica being the 8th detective, and Monica's kind of always right about things, while Sayori wants to, like, prove herself, and she feels like she isn't as great as Monica is when it comes to dealing with stuff. And Monica is a little mean to her, and at first, I would have called, bad, evil Monica, mean Monica. But then I was like, hold up, this is Sayori's dream. Meaning, this is probably what Sayori thinks Monica should say to her. And she thinks that this is the type of way she feels she should be treated. Because remember, this is Sayori with depression in Act 1 who feels like everything should just fall down on her. So I was like, oh, clever mod. Clever girl.
Clever girl.
But yeah, and then it ends with a very meta thing of Sayori seeing herself hanging and being like, what? And then she wakes up. Obviously, probably just alluding to the fact that she has suicidal thoughts to the point where they're now invading her dreams. But yeah. I really liked the story. I liked the coding of it. It was very impressive. I liked how, like, the nice noir style it had. Like, it was very, you could tell a lot of work was put into, like, trying to make it look all old-timey and stuff.
Yeah.
I really like the old-timey music and everything with it. But yeah. Yeah, this is the one that was recorded, not streamed, yeah. Because I needed, like, a quick mod to record, so yeah. Yeah, it was pretty cool. But yeah. I liked it. I don't think I really had any. I don't think I really had any issues with it, honestly.
I really enjoyed the art style of these sprites because they were redrawn 3 times. They were animated. Yeah. They were in the sketchy style.
Let people write evil dokis. People can write whatever they want. I just don't want them writing it and expecting me to take it seriously. Because I'm like, I'm not gonna take your mod seriously if they're out of character. That's my main thing. So it's like, Dreams of Literature Noir, by having a reasoning for it, I feel like it works. So that's where I was like, it's like, as long as you have a reason for why the characters act the way they do, then I'm fine with it. But it's like, if you're gonna sit there and make a character act a way that doesn't make sense to me, then I'm like, then why are you even using that character? Just use someone else. It just feels weird. But yeah, it was like, as long as you give a reason, I'm fine with it. As long as the reason isn't stupid. Again, Salvation has an evil Monica, but Salvation has a reason for it. Because it's not even like an evil Monica. It's more of a you understand why she's doing this Monica. Yo, thank you for the sub, Diablo. Hey, ran a little late today. Hope things are going well, though. Things are going pretty well. Oh, yeah. I think it's an A tier. Yeah, A tier is crowded, though. We're gonna have to start making everything smaller again. Nothing else gets an A tier now. No, fucking... If something else does actually have A tier, then I'll put it in there. But for now, he can be the final in A tier. What happened to OK? What do you mean OK? The alerts are random, Libitina. For every single thing people do, it's random. So that means I have to actually see what people have done, because if I don't, I actually have no idea what was done. Like, I don't know if someone donated, if someone subbed, or if someone gave bits, because all of the alerts, all the DK alerts are random. It's a going batshit insane with Desperation Monica. Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, that's the thing with Salvation. But again, also, that's just my opinion. If people want to write, like, fully evil characters, you can do what the fuck you want. Just don't expect me to enjoy it, is basically what I'm trying to say. Like, I'm not the end-all, be-all opinion of the fucking, of, like, the DDLC community. People can make whatever the fuck they want. I just probably won't play it, because it's not for me. Also, this is gonna piss me off. This has been pissing me off this entire time. So I'm just gonna do this. There we go. That has been pissing me off for a while, ever since I moved exit music. There we go. I don't know if that was pissing off anybody else. A lot of people are saying thank you. So clearly that was pissing off a lot of other people too. He fixed it, hooray! Yeah, I was like, okay. I mean, I'm not OCD. It's just, it was kind of like, anytime I'd look at it, I'd be like, oh, wait, what the fuck? I should probably do something. But yeah, Dreams of Literature. That's a pretty good mod. I like it. Anyway, now we move on to, let's go to Just Natsuki. So, this was a mod that was basically, I guess, a remake? I guess remake would work? Rework? I don't know. I think I called it reworked. So it's a rework slash remake of the old Just Natsuki, the thing that started this channel, basically. The mod that started the channel, I'm pretty sure. It was Just Natsuki. Well, that and a New Reality demo. Don't know what happened to that mod. Probably dead. But Just Natsuki helped. So this was a remake, like, done version of that. And honestly, it's pretty impressive compared to, like, the old one. Like, the old one had, like, it went through so many different changes and so many different, like, things. This one, I feel like, is, like, an actual realized version of Just Natsuki.
I'm back.
Like, it doesn't just feel like Monica after story, but now Natsuki's here. Like, it actually feels like it's trying to be its own thing, which is very nice. I think so far my only issue with it is the, wait time for her to talk to you. Because, like, my lord, it takes a while for her to speak. And, like, I don't know if it's deliberate or if it's a glitch, but, like, goddamn, I find myself sitting there for a very long time just to fucking
really
make her talk.
Really feels like it was meant for you to have it on the background.
But then my problem with that is it's one of those things where I'm like, it just feels awkward to just have it on the background. She's not saying anything. And you're like, oh shit, I forgot to have this open.
Yeah.
Natsuki's got social anxiety. Be patient. Yeah, I don't know if it's something that gets better with affection. But as of right now, it's definitely, like, I think my only gripe with it. Though I like, because, like, I like all the art. I think that's really cool. All the topics are pretty much they're your typical after story topics. But yeah, I can only really give my opinion on this. Might change as I unlock more stuff as time goes on. This definitely seems like a mod that in the beginning is probably gonna have a different opinion than, you know, later, because it's kind of like that with after story, since you get more stuff later in after story than you do in the beginning. So it's definitely something where my opinion on Just Natsuki will probably change as time goes on. But as of right now, I think, oh no, I think it's, I'm stuck between, like, B and B plus. Because the thing is, it's like you sit, because I'd say B+, just because I feel like rating it on the same one as the other one, saying that it's the same. It's like, it's definitely more of an improvement, so I guess I'd say B+. It's definitely a B+, I'd say. Because it's really only the affection, it's really only the timer thing, and to be fair, I don't know if that's because of my affection or not, so I don't want to sit here and say, like, it's bad because of that. Because it is enjoyable, all the timer stuff aside. So, I'd say it's B+. Congratulations, just Natsuki. It's nice. Well, now all we need is Sayori to have a decent after-story thing. I actually don't know if she does. I don't think she does yet. So.
I thought she did.
I thought she did too, but then, like, I don't know. Like, maybe? I think they're still, like, working on it, though, as far as I'm aware. I think last time I saw it, it was just, like, a sprite of Sayori standing in the room, and I was like, oh.
Oh!
So I'm assuming it's gonna take a bit until, like, they fully flesh it out, probably. But, you know. Also, just Natsuki devs, if you're watching this, I'd appreciate if my reference got transferred over.
What?
I had a reference to the original Just Natsuki.
Oh yeah.
I'd appreciate if my reference was transferred over. Oh, thank you.
I forgot about that.
I actually don't care. You guys can do whatever the fuck you want. But anyway, we should probably just save that one for last, shouldn't we? Let's just do R2 realities. Fucking R2 realities. Also, you crunched on purpose.
Did I?
You crunched on purpose.
I'm sorry.
Well, what? Did I? I'm sorry. You just say I'm sorry to something I'm claiming you did on purpose.
Yeah.
I don't think that's how that works.
I can be sorry for something I did on purpose.
So you did do it on purpose.
I didn't.
Anyway.
I'm eating mini pizzas and I burnt them, so they're crunchy.
So I'm assuming you meant you didn't know if it was picked up.
Yeah.
Yeah. You didn't do it on purpose then. Duh. Anyway.
No, I didn't.
See, why'd I go all around the room with you?
Because I'm a woman.
So what? That's not an excuse you can say.
That is. I'm a woman. I can be difficult. I'm allowed.
You're gonna get me canceled by proxy.
Why?
I'm gonna be like, I can't believe Zero would say
They
this.
should cancel me instead of you. I'm the one who's saying it.
Because I'm a woman. That's mean. I can't say that. Anyway.
I know you can. That's why I'm saying it. I'm making a joke for you.
R2 realities. Speaking of Monica.
Yay.
So this was a mod that basically I think they said was inspired by Our Time, where Our Time was a mod where it's basically centered around you just hanging out with Monica. So this mod, I guess, took that and was like, what if we went longer with it? And the results are varied. So one thing for sure that I wanted to clarify is that according to, what was it, Soviet Spartan made Our Time, right? According to Soviet Spartan, apparently Our Time was eventually going to have a plot. Like, when it actually fully came out. Like, I think they said that, like, there was actually planned to be a plot and, like, stuff was actually going to happen in Our Time.
Yeah, there was gonna be an overlying issue and whatever.
Yeah, like, there wasn't just gonna be happy all the time. Like, that was just what was in the demo because, I mean, they didn't really have time to put the plot wasn't gonna happen yet in the demo. So, there was that. So it is kind of funny that like they kind of took it was like, oh, so we're just gonna make it all happy when it's like that wasn't even what Our Time was gonna be. But apparently, according to the devs of this, they did say they might add a plot, so there might be some problems soon. So you know, we'll have to see about that. But I am, of course, rating this on how it is right now, and it is 12 days of pretty just normal stuff.
Yeah.
However, the mod does advertise itself with no plot, so I mean, I can't really judge it fully on that front when that is the advertisement. It's kind of like if I judged After Story for not having a plot when it's like, it's After Story. So I will at least, I'm not going to go so hard on it for that. However, it does do some questionable changes, in my opinion. Like, for example, in Our Time, the MC isn't a character. You know, they just go with the fact that you control him and Monica knows that you control him. And at times, Monica will talk to you behind the screen while ignoring MC. Yeah, well, like, I guess pausing MC, I guess, or something. So she will talk to you. And it keeps that, except MC is an actual character for some reason.
Yeah.
And you're, well, MC2. Like, I just kind of call you
There's
MC.
two MCs.
Yeah, I kind of just call you MC2 because, to be honest, you don't really have any different personalities. Like, it's quite literally the same character twice. Just one's with Sayori and one's with Monica and one's you. So it's like one's with Sayori and the other one's with Monica, then one of them is you. That's the only differences between these two characters. Yeah, and the fact that his name is MC is kind of weird too, because I'm like, why? Like, according to the mod authors, the reasoning was that they didn't want Sayori to be alone. But I'm like, you could have just gave her a boyfriend that was just somebody else. You didn't have to end up with MC. Like, I don't know. Seems kind of weird. Like, it's not like she needed to be with MC. She could have been with somebody else. If anything, it could be a nice lesson on the fact that just because you have a crush on somebody doesn't mean you're going to end up with them. Like, it just feels, as like MC's entire purpose of this mod just feels pointless. He feels like he doesn't have to be here and he could be replaced with somebody else and would be less weird. But yeah, his inclusion's odd. The times of just hanging out with Monica are nice. There's some nice moments there. Like, I think at the school festival, the ending of the school festival is really cute. Where you can, like, give her, I think you give her a necklace, I think, or something. That's a really cute moment. It does seem like the mod does struggle with some, with knowing what to say, like, with filling some space in. Because there is a lot of just redundant things said just to have words there. There's a lot of word filler. Like, for example, how many times they say I love you to each other. Or some form of love. You'd probably, don't do a drinking game of that. You'd probably kill yourself. Like, it's a little dangerous. I'm highly against the R2 Realities drinking game. Sorry, I had to drink some water. I had to do the drinking game. This time it's water though. Yeah, it definitely had some issues with some word filler, I think. Because there's not only the I love yous, there's also the fact that MC very much has most of his replies are just yeah and sure. Thus leading to very boring conversation between him and Monica. Like, there's not very much conversation when all MC says is yeah or sure. Like, it doesn't really feel like he has anything to say. And I feel like the problem here could come from the fact that it's because he's supposed to be the player. He's supposed to be you. So they don't want to give him too strong of a personality. And it's like, if that's the problem, then I feel like we should have been given more choices to accommodate then. You should have given us choices to pick what we want to say so that actual conversation can happen. Because when you don't do that and all MC's saying is yeah and sure, it doesn't really add to much. Like, honestly, I'd rather you just make him say something and I can just say, alright, sure. I'd probably say something along those lines. Like, yeah, it definitely felt like there should have been choices then so you can actually have conversations with Monica. Because without it, it just kind of feels like Monica After Story. Except for with Monica After Story, Monica knew you couldn't really reply. So the way the conversations work is that she kind of knows that she has to pick up the slack. And when she does ask a question, you have a choice to say something. Except for with this mod, Monica doesn't know that she has to pick up the slack, or she isn't written to pick up the slack. So she asks you questions and stuff, and MC's just like, yeah, sure. For sure. Yeah. And it's like, yeah, it's definitely a the art in this mod's really cute. I enjoy a lot. I think I enjoy like all the CGs in it. It's very nice. 2 of them are very reminiscent of our time CGs, so I think those are like nice little cute nods. Yeah, the art's really cute. The festival I feel like the festival kind of needs a separate talking point for right now. Like, right now I need to talk about the festival. Mostly because I feel like it was kind of ruined. I think the mod itself has a problem with this, but it's very apparent in the festival, which is the reference humor with this mod. This mod really likes reference humor a lot. And I feel like the problem with reference humor is that it's lazy. And because it just kind of relies on people to know, huh, guys, you've seen that, right? You know, I'm calling back to that. So it just kind of, one, it's also immersion breaking, too. That's the other thing. So it's like, one, it's immersion breaking. And 2, if you don't get the reference, it's not really funny. So So it's like, it just feels unnecessary. Like, the festival references Phoenix Wright almost to a T. Like, there's no subtlety there. It is quite literally Phoenix Wright is just in this school. And then to me, that breaks the immersion because now I'm sitting here wondering, how is Phoenix Wright in this high school? Phoenix Wright is canon in the DDLC universe in this mod? Like, what? Why is he in a high school? Why is Miles in a high school? Why are they a part of the debate club? This is very confusing. Why are they debating about if cereal is a soup? Like, it's just, I don't know. It just feels weird. And then, you know, you got, what was it? Fucking, was it? Oh, I want to say Love Live, but I don't think it was Love Live. It was, fuck. It was K-On! K-On! The K-On group apparently go to that school too, and I'm like, sure, I guess, why not? There's a lot of people go to this school apparently. Like, again, I'm fine with references. I don't think references are that inherently bad. References are fine as long as you don't overdo them and you try to make them subtle, in my opinion. Then I feel like references can work. But I feel like R2 Realities definitely pushed it to, like, to a degree where I'm like, oh god, you know? Like, and it's not even just a festival. They do it outside of the festival, too. Like, there's the Baku reference, which I didn't even pick up on was a Baku reference until fucking... I totally forgot about Baku, if anything. Weirdly enough, this mod reminded me of that. I, like, kind of forgot about him. Until the fucking mod reminded me about boneless pizza. And I was like, holy shit, I forgot that was a thing. Yeah, huh. And I'm like, why are we referencing it now? Like, it gave me the same energy as when Relapse had the iDubbbz reference. And I was like, why? Why is there an iDubbbz reference? So yeah, reference humor, it's definitely, I don't know. This mod has definitely put me in a strange spot. Because it's like, I do enjoy some stuff of this. However, there are some things I feel like definitely hinder my enjoyment of the mod to a degree as well. And it's like... It's hard because there's there's mods in B tier that I would say I consider better than it, yes. However, there are some mods in B tier I think it's better than. But then I also think it's better than a majority of C tier, though. So I don't think I should make it C tier. Because it's definitely better than, like, everything in C tier, I think. I like it more than everything in C tier. Huh. I guess it'd be like a low B, and I don't want to create C+, as much as we make memes about it. I'm not sure I want to make a B- or C+. Because it's definitely, it might just have to be a low B. I might just have to put it in B tier and say it's a low B, honestly. And just hope people remember. Don't you laugh at me, Diablo! I don't have any more Doki colors! That's the other thing. I can't. I don't have any more Doki colors. What would the color be? So yeah, it's like I don't want to create a C+. Mostly because there's none of these other mods I'd really put in C+, besides like exit music. I think the original exit music would be the only one I would consider C+. So yeah, it's like I think the art and such can give it a B. It at least reaches B, but it's a low B. It is a low B at least.
I disagree.
Oh, what do you think? You think it's C?
I think it's C.
Wow.
Oh wait, no, I thought we were talking about. Never mind. I thought we were talking about.
No. We'll get to that. We're talking about R2 Realities. I thought I was like, oh damn, Monica, seriously?
I was not looking at the screen. I thought we were talking about the last one.
No. Okay. I was R2 Realities.
I'm sorry.
Do you agree with R2 Realities being a B though?
Yes.
Okay. It's just like, oh damn, Monica, I didn't know you had such strong opinions on this. I was like, if anything, I thought most people didn't have a strong opinion of this mod.
No.
You can shit on the mod soon, Monica. That's what chat said.
I might actually miss some of this shitting on the mod, though, because I have to vacuum something soon.
I mean, it's shit I've said in the playthrough. It's not like I'm going to say anything new. If anything, I don't say anything new in these videos. It's kind of funny. Like, most of these, I kind of say my opinions on these while I play these mods, so... Yeah. This is more of just a nice little roundup for people who just want to for me to get my opinions all at once. Damn, we're going to have a mod in every tier except S at this point. I mean, well, that's good, though. I like having S to be a coveted tier. I like S being a very rare tier for people to reach. Because remember before, with the old tier list, S used to be like a thing that was way too easy. We had like 15 in S or something, or like 10 mods in S. So it's like, I like having S as a more coveted tier as like a, oh, damn, you know? It's like, and even then, A's, if anything, we have that problem with A now. Because I play a lot of mods I really like, I guess. But that's good, though. That's good. So it's good. It's good that there's a lot of A tiers, because it shows that there's a lot of. It shows that I'm also not as critical as people may think. If people think I'm critical, just look at my A tier.
He's stalling.
I'm not stalling. I'm just saying. Just talking. You're mean.
You're just joking.
I like how green is S for Monica. You ain't slick. I could have swore. I feel like in the beginning of this tier list, I pointed out that yeah, all of these are the Doki colors. Yeah. Orange being a like Sayori. Oh, orange with coral pink is being a Sayori hair. Also could be seen as MC's eyes, I guess. It's basically based off of the fact that there's a red in the Doki Doki logo. So I was like, I'll put the red in there. So, yeah. It's like a coral pinkish red. I don't really know what the fuck that color is. Whatever it is, it's basically based off the Doki Doki logo colors. But yes, it's also based off my rating of the girls. Yeah, salmon. Yeah, I guess it is salmon. There you go. Yeah, it's salmon. All right. So, the Walking Doki.
Bad.
I mean, yeah, it's no surprise that not a big fan of this mod from our playthrough.
Awful.
So let's talk about the things it does good before we talk about the bad. The good stuff is I really enjoy the GUI of the mod. I think it's very nice looking. I like, you know, the black and everything, and I like, this mod even also, no one saw it. This mod even has like a splash screen when you're booting it up, which I thought was interesting. I mean, it's not really necessary, but, you know, I thought it was cool, I guess. You know, I was like, oh, there's a little splash screen. That's nice. You know, I like how the menu is. The menus are very nice and everything in the mod. And, the music's nice. I think the music's really good, too.
I like how in the beginning of that series, I was like, oh, I'll give this mod a chance. It looks really cool. And then at the end, I'm like, this is awful. What the fuck is this?
Yeah, I think the GUI is really good and the music's really good. But, it's just kind of everything else. the coding is like half and half. Because there's good coding. But then some of the coding is a little over-coded. You know? It's like some of the coding is a little over-coded, where it's like, I feel like some things just come off as awkward. Like, for example, the walking. I cannot take the walking seriously with the characters just like going bup, 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 bup. Like the South Park walking, I cannot take seriously. Or they're just kind of hopping around. So, yeah. You know, it's like, I cannot take that seriously. Fucking, is there anything really positive? Anything positive left? I think, was there CGs in the mod? Did it have any CGs? No, I don't think it did.
I don't think so.
It did not. It had no CGs. All right. I think I said the positives. Everything else is kind of bad.
Yep. Awful. Bad.
So, let's get started. So, the mod, basically, it has OCs. I don't have any problems with OCs or later confirmed to be self-inserts. And again, I don't have any problems with self-inserts. I feel like self-inserts can be made perfectly fine, in my opinion, because even to some degree, when it comes to mods, self-inserts, arguably a lot of people make their self-inserts the MC a little bit, because some people use how they use some traits from themselves and put it into the MC, and that's fine, in my opinion, because that's not really even a self-insert. That's more just taking stuff from yourself and putting it into a character. Yeah. However, these are full-on self-inserts, which, again, I think could be fine if they're used for comedy-based reasons or if the self-insert isn't a big character, you know? You put yourself in your story, like, if it's like Stan Lee, you know, Stan Lee shows up in the Marvel movies, and he's just always some guy. Like, he doesn't do anything important. He just shows up, like, hello, I'm Stan Lee, and then he leaves.
Hello.
Like, so it's like he's just some dude. So it's like, I feel like that's how self-insert should be. It shouldn't be an important, your self-insert should not be an important character to the plot.
Yeah.
Like, you should just be a reference and then you leave. But the problem here is that the self-inserts are 2 of the main characters. And the problem comes from the fact that not only are they 2 of the main characters, they're also take up, like, a majority of the screen time and, like, words.
Yeah.
This mod basically doesn't even feel like a DDLC mod anymore, and it feels like this is the story of Thomas and fucking Michael. I almost forgot his name. I had to really, that's why I had to put a fucking, so I had time to remember.
Thomas and Michael.
This is the Adventures of Thomas and Michael featuring the DDLC girls. Because they're like the main focus. They do everything in this mod. Fucking, I'm surprised they allowed Yuri to even cook food.
So, I have a question for you. Am I allowed to talk? Am I allowed to, like, basically sort of crap on the writers of this mod?
Oh yeah, you can.
Okay.
Because apparently we did. Because apparently,
I'll do that when I come back. I'll be right back.
Yeah, okay. Because because apparently according to somebody who did work on the project, who was just the coder, he apparently said that one of the writers he gave an opinion that Monica should be able to lead a search party. However, one of the writers, we don't know which one of the directors said, apparently, quote unquote, that women need a man to do something. Like, it was something along the lines of basically just full-on sexism, saying that a man needs to be able to do it, not a woman can. So, yeah, the mod is basically... So, yeah, the right, like, there's some of the, so there, we don't know if it's all of them, but we do know that at least one of them, there is at least a sexist person on the staff of the mod. So, you know, that's, a little weird, especially in a fucking game, in a mod of a game where a majority of the characters are girls. It's kind of like, what, why, huh? Like, honestly, the story, and it doesn't really help the fact that it's like, you don't even like Michael and Thomas. I have no opinions on them. If anything, later in the mod, it feels like they started switching personalities. Because, like, at first, they'll be like, oh, Michael is hot-headed, while Thomas is very calculated and thinks about the things he's gonna do. Then later, Thomas ends up being hot-headed, and then Michael is, like, chill, and I'm sitting here like, did they forget their own personalities? Like, what's even going on? It also is like, it's just like, what? Huh? So there's that. There's also the fact, this is, some of these are also just nitpicks, to be fair. But, like, I'm not a big fan of the fact that a lot of the characters use MC's sprite as a base, because it definitely just makes them all look very similar to each other. Like, Michael and Thomas look extremely similar to the point where sometimes I forget who is supposed to be who. Like, I only realize who Michael is by his very realistic looking flannel. So, like, it's like sometimes I forget who they are, like who's supposed to be which one. So it's like, I definitely wish they used more different sprites for these characters instead of just going off of base MC. But yeah, it's like, you don't even really care about Michael and Thomas to the point where you feel like the story would be a lot better without them. And yeah, I think it would be. Because also, there's times where I feel like I could have easily... There's multiple times this mod where I feel like I could have easily seen one of the other girls doing something. But instead, Michael or Thomas do it. And I'm just like, why? Like, for example, Yuri has a knife collection. This is never brought up in the mod. At all. Like, also, fucking, they find an extra gun. Monica suggests you only give it to those 2. Nobody else. Nobody else even gets any weapons. like even if you want to make the argument, okay, well, you shouldn't give that any other girls the guns because they might not be, they're not qualified to use a gun. Okay, but then why don't you at least give them a knife? Something to defend themselves because they don't have anything. Like, there's quite literally nothing to defend themselves with. So, like, there's that. There's the fact, like, there's just a bunch of just terrible decisions. There's the fact, there's the fucking decision where Thomas makes the decision to go to the school, and a bunch of zombies are there, and they decide to, you know, not send everybody, but they decide to send so they decide to send Yuri, MC, and Thomas, which is like, that makes sense, you know, send 2 people who have the weapons, and then Michael and Monica leave to go do something, so I'm like, okay, and then they leave Sayori and Natsuki, the two people who don't have weapons home alone. Okay, that's fucking stupid. Like, it just, that idea doesn't make sense. And then when they come back, and Thomas comes back with the food that is, some of it expired because they went to the fucking cafeteria to get food when they didn't even have a refrigerator to keep the frozen shit from the cafeteria. Thomas brings back expired food. Natsuki basically calls him out on his dumb decision, to which Thomas is like, gets in a hissy fit about, even though he is in the fucking wrong. Also, don't even get me started on the fact that not only do the girls not even get screen time, the time that they do get screen time, they're not even in character. They're all flanderized to hell and back. Like, Sayori is just, I'm dumb and want food. That is her character. It is nothing else. It's not even, if anything, I doubt she even cares about people sometimes. Because when they're talking about legitimately serious things, Sayori just wants food. So I'm like, my god. So it's like, Sayori is basically a dead weight to a degree in this mod, is all they're telling me. I don't think they said anything positive about her the entire mod. Like, they have just said nothing but negative things about Sayori in that entire mod. So, she's flanderized to hell and back. Same with Natsuki. She's just mean for no redeeming reason as to why she's mean. She doesn't apologize to anybody. She's just a bitch. Like, through and through. With no redeeming quality. It's honestly borderline Redux level. Like, exit music Redux level. To how much of a bitch she is, just with no, like, fucking reason to be an ass. Monika's like the only one I think is semi-okay, but that's only because Monika barely talks. And so it's like, it's kind of hard for them to even fuck up Monika. So I'd argue they fuck up Monika by not making her talk as much because, you know, she's the leader of her club. I would think she'd talk a little bit more and try to keep her friends in line a little bit more, but, you know, they remember that she's a character, like, later, by the time they're already out. And then even then, they still forget she's a character. So, and then Yuri, I think she has the same problem with Monika. It's like, I barely even have an opinion on her because she's barely even there. They barely make her say anything. So yeah, it's just like, my god. It's like, it just, you know, now people are arguing who's more of a bitch, Redux Natsuki or fucking Walking Doki. I don't even know. You know, it's a hard toss-up. I mean, if we're talking about just overall mod, then Redux is a better mod, obviously, because this is getting in C tier before I even have to tell anybody. But, I might even have to make it lower, but I would say C tier just because the music and coding keep it up. But that's because the music and the, like, GUI still keep it a C tier. But, if we're talking about, like, who's more of a bitch, I'm not sure. I'd probably say, I might have to say Walking Doki Natsuki, just because the fact that at least Redux Natsuki at some points apologized to MC. So at least for Redux Natsuki, she actually has, like, somewhat of redeeming quality. So it's like, meanwhile, Walking Doki Natsuki is just a bitch to everybody involved. But yeah, there's a lot of things that happen in this mod that, like, I don't even bring up how stupid they are. Like, Natsuki's dad just killing himself in front of her daughter when he easily could have just did that somewhere else. He could have went in the bathroom. Like, he could have went somewhere else. It's not like he was turning that very instant. He had plenty of time to talk. There's the unnecessary swearing that make it feel like it's fruits. Speaking of fruits...
Did you talk about the writers, or did you leave that for me?
Did you want to... You can still talk about it, though, if you want to.
Well, it didn't have too much to do with the mod. It had a little bit to do with it. But basically, I was very upset with the mindset of the writers of this mod. Because they were basically... Like, from what I was hearing, they were saying stuff like... that, like, they needed a man and stuff like that. Like, they weren't able to, like... The girls weren't able to protect themselves and do things themselves because they're women, right? Mm-hmm. And it's kind of going into a different thing, but, like, I fucking hated that. Like, when I said that, I was like, what? Are you serious right now?
it doesn't
It's
go.
people like this.
It doesn't go into a different thing, because if anything, that mindset is everywhere in this mod. If anything, it explains why the Dokis don't do anything, and why Michael and Thomas do quite literally everything, or MC quite literally do everything in this mod.
The writers of this mod seem like kind of sexist. A little bit. To write a mod where they have to introduce these two male characters that are them, like, that are inserts to protect the women who they think that can't protect themselves and can't do anything themselves. Like, that is fucked up to me, and that is what made me really that is like the main, not the main thing, that was like the nail in the coffin for me. I was like, what the fuck? How can you actually have that mindset and then put it into a mod and release it? Like, actually.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry if, like, they're watching and they're very upset that I don't like them, but, like, you had to know what you were saying, right? Like, that's not okay.
Like I said, I think a story like this would definitely be more interesting just without Michael or Thomas, because I feel like nobody cares about those characters. And I was like, if you wanted to make them work, you could easily have introduced them later and don't let them take up a bunch of the screen time. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, to be fair, it's like, because like I said, speaking of Fruits, I was like, it has the similar problems of Fruits, where MC did everything. The girls didn't do anything, you know? MC had to do everything. And you know what? Since we're finally throwing it out here, I might as well say this now. Funny enough, mostly because Diablo actually pointed it out. But honestly, Fruits was arguably a little bit of inspiration for why we made Vigilante.
Yep.
And I guess this mod just kind of serves to be that too. Because we were playing it and I was like, why don't they help MC in any single way? I was like, why is it just he's handling everything? So I was like, why don't we just make a mod? I was like, where MC isn't the only one doing everything. When they can actually do stuff.
Wasn't it specifically with Monica's route where we were like, why is she learning
how to, he trained her, and then she does nothing.
Yeah, why is she teaching her how to protect herself? First of all, why is she teaching her how to protect herself? I'm sure Monica knows how to do that. Secondly, she doesn't even do it. Like, she doesn't even do that. Like,
I was fine with the training. I just didn't like how basic it was. Like, you can give her advanced training, sure. And then I was like, but then it doesn't amount to anything. So I'm like, well, why? So that's where I was like, you know, and I think that's where like we started sitting here like, I think because we already had the idea to make our own mob. We didn't know what to make it about. Like, and then I think it was like after playing that, we were kind of like, what if we make a mod that's kind of like an action mod, like where it's like Monica and MC instead of MC just doing a bunch of shit. It's like we could be both of them. And then we were like,
both of them working together. And that was something that we really wanted to do.
Then it was like, we just kind of, and everything just kind of became its own thing. So yeah, it's like, I give Fruits help for that, but I mean, I probably still would have done something similar to this anyway. But yeah, it's just like, back to the Walking Doki though. It's definitely a little annoying that like none of these girls do anything, to the point where it's like, why is it even a DDLC mod? Like, if you finished DDLC and you played this mod, you would not enjoy it because you don't even get anything of DDLC from it. It feels like you're reading a fan fiction about someone's like personal fan fiction about them being in the world of DDLC. So yeah. Also, I need to actually thank some bits. I'm sorry. Thank you for the 245 bits, Harpy. Thank you for the 100 bits, it's Sonic. I give the Walking Doki mod a shot to the head. Thank you for the 200 bits, Harpy. Yeah, not gonna lie, that kind of mentality really does put me off the mod on its own. It's just gross. It definitely is.
Yeah, I can't believe that, like, they actually thought about it, made a story based around it, that, like, basically made themselves as real people look good, I guess, in a way, and then released it to the world to see. And it's like, that is kind of gross and disgusting. Like, this mod is very nicely coded and, like, has a good art style, but, like, their story and writing is absolute garbage because it's written by people who seem like they're fucking sexist. And just pretentious, too.
Actually.
Like, there's very complete opposite, like, ends of the of the thing there.
Yeah, no, you can definitely keep going, yeah. Because it's like...
That was just kind of like... I was sort of like, when I heard about that, I was just kind of like, it sort of made me kind of look outside the mod a little bit. Like, instead of like judging the mod based on what it has to offer, I couldn't help but sort of judge it based on like the people who made it, or like people who wrote it, because I know there's some people who were helping make it that are fine people, but mainly the people who wrote it and decided to put themselves in the mod and shit. And it's like, yeah, that's like honestly like gross, and like I can't believe that. And it is kind of a big factor of why I don't like this mod. What are you doing over there?
What do you mean? I'm not doing anything.
Oh my god. No, he's not. He's not doing anything.
He's gonna do it.
Yeah, I cannot stand that sort of mentality. I can't stand people like that. So this mod is probably the worst mod I've ever seen. Ever. Worse than anything we've ever played.
There we go.
And I feel sorry for the coders and the artists who had to waste their time on this, because they need to be doing much better things than this fucking garbage.
There we go. It's finally done. Let's go.
Good.
I guess we have our first D tier, because yeah, it was something where I was like, I don't know, I'm like, it's like I literally have a it's something where I was like, I wouldn't feel right sitting here putting it on C tier if I'm like, we literally have a case of misogyny literally in a DDLC, in a mod. I feel like at this point we might as well just make it fucking D tier. And I
hope you coders and artists who worked on this mod find much better projects. Like, I honestly do, because you're very, very talented, and you do not deserve to be working on that garbage.
Yeah, that's where I was like, honestly, it's like, yeah, it's like, I feel like I'd be doing a disservice to the mods that are in C tier. To be like, to be putting a mod that literally has actual fucking, like, misogyny in it.
Yeah.
Like, has literal, like, misogyny thoughts in it, like, on it, the same tier as it. So it's like, no, you guys at least don't do that. Yeah. Diablo Palpatine, let the tears flow through you.
So D tier, mods that don't work, and mods that are...
Mods have actual problems.
Yeah, like, not politically, I guess, like, just morally incorrect, I
Mods
guess,
are morally incorrect, yeah. Mods are just morally incorrect.
Like, I can't believe that.
So yeah, hopefully that is the only mod that ever has to go in D tier. Hopefully I don't ever have to play a mod I would have to actually consider D tier. Because now it is a D tier. Now D tier exists. So yeah. Anyway, actually I have to adjust my thing now if that's gonna be high. He has to make this a little smaller now if D tier is gonna be here. Actually, I think we just move him. We'll just make him go. I do have to make him a little smaller. Also, I wasn't done reading bits. I'm sorry. I was caught off guard. I'm sorry, guys. I will read your donations. I very much appreciate them, and I love you. No, this is definitely going to be a controversial video to a degree. Not controversial. Actually, well, all my tier lists are controversial. Apparently, because there's some people who only watch.
If you get shit on for like the things that I said, honestly.
Oh no,
like,
I'm not. I'm not getting shit on for things you said. If I get shit on for things you said, those people aren't good people.
Yeah.
But
I was just mostly being like, well, don't feel bad if like.
Well, no, this was entirely an entirely different thing. I was just gonna say these tier lists usually are controversial anyways. Like some people just watch me for my tier list videos. I was just gonna say it was on my case of still saying I appreciate the viewers for just being here, because I was like, it's nice to actually be here and see people. Because like it's nice to be in this position where like people. It's nice. It's like I'm appreciative of the position to be in, to just have a bunch of people show up just to a stream of me giving my opinion. Like, I don't know. To me, it's like, it feels nice. You know, I appreciate it. But I also do hope people don't hold, like, but it's like, if people disagree with me, I hope they don't hold it to such a standard where they feel like they have to, like, hate me.
Yeah.
Like, because if anything...
Also, I just want to say that even if I completely shit-talked this mod, if you like it, I mean, I don't really care, obviously. And I don't think you should dislike it because it has misogyny in it, I guess. But, yeah. I just also want to be like, don't be forced to, like, hate it or anything just because I said all that stuff.
Yeah, I was basically just saying, I appreciate this. It's nice. Because also I was gonna say, I actually still like recommend some of these mods that aren't exactly A tier. Like when people ask for DDLC mods, I don't only say the A tier or something. Even for mods I don't really enjoy, I still recommend mods that are like over in like the B or C tier. I'll still be like, if someone asks for Natsuki mods, I'll still recommend them Redux. Just because maybe they'll enjoy it and I don't. Like, I just kind of just give my opinion. I don't try to make this be the end-all be-all, or be like, this thing sucks! Because at the end of the day, it's still a B tier. I still think it's good. I have issues with it. As long as you don't support the writer's mentality, you're fine. Yeah, obviously, yeah. That's all it really is. Also, this is random, but I woke up to it, and it was really nice. Thank you for whoever bought 2 pieces of, the Monica Z merch. I woke up to that, and it was like someone got like a hoodie and a t-shirt.
I don't know
so thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. But I have to read the rest of these bits. Thank you, it's Sonic, for the 500 bits. So about my M1911 in that mod, never let them touch or use my pistol again. Don't worry, it's Sonic. They'll never be able to use your pistol. Don't worry, I won't let them touch it. Thank you for the 50 bits Infinamob. I actually hit my knee on my desk while pretending to faint after Zero's vigilante impression. Now my knee, vigilante inspiration. Now my knee hurts. Ow. Hope your knee feels better. Yeah, it was like before. Yeah, because it was like Fruits was a mini inspiration. It was an inspiration in the case of I was like, it was like I wanted to see something done, and it didn't happen, and I was like, that's it, I'm gonna do it. You know, it was like and even then, it's like that was like really the only inspiration of it. If anything, the bigger inspiration I think was just I think we wanted to still make a mod during that time, and it was just. Playing Monica route kind of came at the right time. Though honestly, with the fact of Monica's my favorite girl, we were probably still going to make a Monica-esque mod. I feel like Vigilante was probably still going to be semi the same, even without Fruits. Fruits' existence. I think, if anything, Fruits was just the thing that kicked it off to make it happen sooner.
I kind of, you know, like, through the development process of, like, Chapter 1, I forgot about Fruits entirely.
Yeah, see, that's what I was saying, yeah. It was like, Fruits was anything, yeah, because, like, let me clarify this. Fruits was, it was just like the kick. It was the boot to make it start sooner than what it probably was going to happen, because it was probably still going to exist quicker.
Fruits got in the car, started the engine, and then left. And then we drove.
Yeah, basically. Thank you for the 100, thank you for the 500 bits, Harpy. Maybe a picture of a trash can would fit better than D tier. No, I think it's I'll just put D.
Yeah.
Also, but thank you for the 100 bits, Harpy. Well, they do say that if you want something done right, do it yourself. Well, see, that's the thing. I don't want people to think of like I made Vigilante to be the good Fruits. Like that was never my intention because it's I just wanted to make a mod, and I was like, I want to make a mod where like there's partner, where they work together, and I always kind of wanted that because I like partnerships. I think they're cute.
Yeah, I also really like stuff like that. So it really just worked out because like both of us really like stories like that, and so we were able to write it together.
Fruits was the catalyst. Yeah, basically. Fruits was just, like I said, Fruits was the thing to make it start happens. Because like I said, it was probably still going to happen. Fruits just made it happen sooner than later. The imagery of D tier being in the bottom right corner is peak comedy. Yeah, I didn't want to make a big old section for something I'm probably not going to have that much stuff to. So that's why I was like, I'm just putting it in the little corner.
There's like a little bit of extra space for one more if we ever need it. But like that's
Let's hope we don't find something that we have to put in D tier. I am hoping that that is not the case.
I hope we don't, though.
Bro, all I'm saying is this was the stream where the DK alerts were. Guys, DK doesn't approve of misogyny.
Just realizing I was talking about the serious fucking shit while DK was here.
DK respects women.
He does. He does.
DK was showing that he respects women. Base DK. DK hates misogyny. Be like DK chat. Respect women. By technicality, any mod that's action escort automatically be compared to fruits and subsequently be called better fruits by people who dislike fruits who also happen not to be you. That is true. I am prepared for that. I was just making sure people knew that wasn't my intention. Because, you know, I don't want people taking me saying fruits was kind of the inspiration to be like, oh my god, Zero was inspired by, like, it's like, not really.
Not really.
Like,
it was
yeah,
like
I was just making
tiny,
sure, but you're right.
Small elements of the mod made us go, that's weird.
It's kind of like how if somebody makes a Natsuki-focused mod, people are going to be like, oh, it's better Exit music. Like, I think that's what people call a lot of mods, if anything. Any sad mod, people are like, it's better Exit music. It's like... it's like, isn't it technically only considered Exit music if you use Radiohead music? So yeah, it's something where it's like, yeah, it's going to be called that no matter what, I guess, if someone likes it more than fruits. If anyone likes anything more than fruits. But yeah, I guess this is the tier. This is the finished product of the tier list. What I'm going to do is, since people have been asking for me to do this, and I have not been doing it because I've been just not thinking to do it. From now on, in the description of every tier list video, there will be a link to download this image for yourself. I will be uploading it to Google Drive, and people can download it so that it will be easier for you to see this tier list, because I do understand the issue with this being so big. You kind of need to download the file in order to really fully get a good look at all of these things, because, yeah, it's like...
Yeah.
This is a very big thing. And even then, sometimes it's kind of hard to even know what these say. Like, fucking, you'll look at this and you'll be like, what the fuck does that say? You know? Forward momentum. So yeah, it's something where it's like, there will be a link in the description for people to download the picture of the tier list, so you'll be able to see it and be able to zoom in and all that stuff and see my opinions and such. Y'all like that hexagon logo for a date with Yuri? Silver made that. Yeah, it's a nice little hexagon.
Yeah, that's cute.
It's good that she's alongside a bunch of like next to a regular DDLC logo and then a not regular DDLC logo.
Yeah, so you compare.
So that it doesn't just look like a bunch of like DDLC logos surrounding it. It doesn't look like it's about to get attacked. That's an octagon, not a hexagon. Oh my god. I can't believe you.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, right. It is an octagon.
Oh my god, you said a fucking... You don't even know what your logo is! Bad
A hexagon is 6 sides! Come on now!
Misspreading information.
And a polygon is anything more than 8, I believe. No. It's 7 or less.
Spreading misinformation. Down to C tier. Down to C tier because the author doesn't know his shapes. Get him out of here. But yeah,
2 years of geometry class for nothing.
Because it's there for the tier list portion of this stream.